Better boss up, nigga.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams, and I'm back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to Thursday Night Roski. The second longest running program and live stream here on YouTube. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. Yes, and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, but you can call me CGA, see God Allah, and I'll be the 8-time, 9-time, 10-time, 11-time, 12-time, 13, and 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube, the Mitch Slapper ass ninja right here, the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
Anyway, we got a great stream for you today. We're going to get into it and how being a Pookie became the lifelong goal and dream of dusty ass ninjas and Mitches. All right. Yes, indeed. As you can see, we're actually making content talking about Mitches. All right. We're going to talk about some women in relationships and and all of that stuff. The world, the new world order, the world events. We're going to keep it going. But we're going to see who want to come in here for this Mitch slapping today. Mitch ass ninja. All right. We're going to get this on to a great show, but to contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams, and that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. All right, we got a great show lined up. We got we got Straggle and Sniggle Theater, and we have well, I guess you could call it Good Egg Greg, but a little bit of Crime and Law CGA. Then we're going to talk about the main event. Let me get into here and see if there's anybody that wants to express themselves. All right. Gotta be you and only you, babe. Shout out to our brother Dennis S. says, what's up, Coach? He says, did you see my second Ko-Fi chat this morning? Good luck. You're looking forward to the great show. Let me go down. Okay. Oh, Dennis S. says, just to be clear, I love your show. You never miss. I love when you talk about black people because we need it. But damn, so do others for 5 minutes. Free Agent Lifestyle for life. Shout out to you. All right. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. But it wouldn't make sense for me to talk about Asian people for 5 minutes. But I kind of do talk about Asian men for 5 minutes. Yeah, for sure. I get it. But yeah, I mean, I've given that smoke to everybody. Everybody got that smoke. Everybody catches wreck for 5 minutes. Shout out to our brother here. Did I get DJ Muggs in the building? DJ Bugs in the building? He asked for blue chip advice. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people, when I go on the community, it's mostly people asking me questions. All right. So if y'all start asking me questions about Asians, all right, maybe so. Why do certain groups, communities spend money like there's no tomorrow on BS? Shout out to you right there. I think I covered that. Shout out to our brother Ice King in the building, coach. I am now wondering if the black community, see, there you go right there. All right. There's another example. See, the questions are coming from black people in regard to black people. All right, coach, I'm now wondering if the black community holds the brunt of the blame for this current social climate. Like you said, everyone has caught on, and since the ways of the Wakandans are always trendy, it seems that the moral currency movement is the latest trend to be hijacked. I can see that.
Straight Jack.
I can see that. Does the black community hold the brunt of the blame? I just think it's kind of like, pacifying. The black community has been pacified for far too long, and they're running out of steam. And that's what the message is for a lot of the black men that I want here to watch on my show. You guys are running out of steam. All right, running out of steam. It's not going to head in the right direction. Keep using these tropes of, oppression and stuff like that. So we're trying to get men to boss up. But yeah, right now you're seeing that people have, ran out of steam in terms of helping people, and Donald Trump's on a mission. Donald Trump's on a mission, man. He definitely saying boss up to the brothers right there.
You better boss up, nigga.
Actually, her sister mentioned this. She was like, what he's doing is not going to help the black community, so we need to get some things right. I'm like, nigga, he ain't supposed to help the black community. Who else has helped the black community? Right? It's kind of sad to see, man, but people will still struggle there. They'll still struggle waiting for this day where somebody's going to help you. It's not going to work. A lot of brothers are still waiting to be helped. All right, the community done, coach. Yeah, I said the community was dead long time ago, but it's really cooked. It's cooked. It is what it is, and I can't help it. I can't help it. And if you want me to, to feel better about talking about other people, I say I do. But until y'all start asking me questions about what's wrong with the white community, what's wrong with the white community, coach? All right, why all those skinny flatbacks jealous of thick women? I could possibly come up with some shit. All right. Yes, indeed. It's a game over for everybody, man. The world is changing around us, so it is what it is. Shout out to Anonymous. He says brothers should only date women who have successful fathers. Their dads pay all of their bills until they move in together, and they understand that a man has to work long hours to provide. They can also teach you about nice things. That's true, too. Fathers will be on your neck. If a father has, of any race, really, if a father has contributed to their kids mightily, sacrificed, and paid for their kids to have the best, they're not going to let their daughter go with nobody, right? And if they do, they're going to watch you like a hawk. They're going to watch you like a hawk. They're going to be on your neck. So they're really going to be always asking you questions, wondering why you doing shit, wonder why you ain't doing shit. And it is a pressure that many men will not be able to withstand, especially if maybe you and the father don't see eye to eye. But let me tell you, man, as a man that is married, my ex's father was on my neck. He never really let me relent it and be satisfied, although I kind of passed them up in terms of my ambition, but they were always looking up over my, well, what you doing? And why you ain't at work? I know y'all short on money. What? Right here. I know I just lent money for my daughter so y'all can get clothes. So why you sitting up playing video game? Oh, they're going to be on your neck. So daughters that do have fathers that have somewhat been supportive can be spoiled, though. I will tell you this. All right. That wasn't the case for my ex. She wasn't spoiled, but I dated women that had fathers that were contributors, sometimes beta male fathers, but they contributed to their daughters. Man, them women were spoiled. They're a different breed. They are a different breed. I call them spoiled. All right. I would say they're spoiled, but those women have a different expectation of a man. All right. And if they look up to their father, you're going to have a hard time measuring up to what their father did. So a lot of people will avoid these type of women. And yeah, these women will not take many shorts or losses. Some of these women do be skeezers, though. They be hoes. They be out here hoes and sugar babies. Sugar babies come in all shapes and sizes. I know a lot of these women also ended up dating older, richer guys, kind of like their father. Yep, they were princess treatment. Dude, if you look at young Jewish girls, Middle Eastern girls, Persian girls, more than likely girl from Greek families, Italians, these people, their daughters were taken care of. Right? Do not think you just go come up in there with some lazy bullshit. Lazy bullshit. Yeah, in-laws micromanage your marriage, and all because typically if you need financial help, which most young couples do, don't feel shamed if you're a young couple and you need financial help. Most young couples do. But if you do, they're gonna be all in they're gonna be on you like white on rice. So, it is definitely a step up in expectations is what you can do for your family. Like I said, if you think you're going to live in an apartment and marry outside your race, or marry a woman that grew up in a 2-parent household and she grew up in a house and she had a backyard, you know what I mean? And she had a pool in the back. Don't think you're going to live in an apartment with this woman. Not for very long. Not for very long. Now, she'll live in an apartment with her roommate, all right? Her female roommate. They'll live in an apartment, but they're not going to slide over to you and you're sitting there like, what's wrong with an apartment? What's wrong with an apartment? You grew up in an apartment all your life. You don't think anything is wrong with an apartment, right? My man says, ninjas can't even relate to what I'm saying. I know. You don't even know what I'm talking about. See, this is what separates me from the rest of the pack. Some of y'all don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. They don't even know what I'm talking about. What? What, nigga? Nigga, what? All right. Ass niggas. But, yeah, man. But, yeah, a lot of these women end up being high-level sugar babies, too. All right, especially in college and going into their working career. A lot of these women sleep with their manager at their job, move in with that nigga, you know what I mean? Dating guys older, 40, 45, and they'll be 20, 25 for sure. All right, and not all of them, but they'll go over to that dark side, too. 100%. That's a great question right there. Brothers should only date women. Now, if you're looking to marry, yes, that's going to be something you should look for. Does she have a father? If she doesn't have a father, it should be a red flag. It should be a red flag. If she doesn't have a good relationship with her father, she has a father, but there's a fractured relationship. You better investigate, and don't just use the daughter's word. All right, you better investigate. I've coached many young ladies, all right, and some had good relationships with their fathers, some didn't. Some didn't, and it was the father's fault. Some didn't, and it was the daughter's fault. So you better figure out, or it's the mother's fault. Now, you better figure out what it is. Do not just take the daughter's word, just not take the father's word. Then another thing to look for, if the mother was in a divorce, these are damaged women, okay? These are damaged women. So please, gentlemen, if you're looking for a relationship and marriage and have some success, do yourself a favor and follow some of these key things. All right, but it's never easy on either side. I've dated women from all of these lanes. And the women that have fathers that doted on them and took care of them, it's going to be hard for you to compete and measure up to what their father's doing. They're going to be expensive, like spoiled expensive, right? It's going to be like, damn. All right. Especially if they came from suburbs, private school. I've dated white women that went to private school, grew up from private school. I dated black women that grew up in private school. Sometimes they're very like, I would say princessy, spoiled. I dated Jewish women that went to private school. It's going to be hard, bro. Their expectations of life is completely different from maybe if you grew up from the community. All right. If you grew up in the community and it was, you made it out, you were the first one, you're breaking generational curses, you're the first one to go to college, you're the first one to get an apartment of your own, you don't have to depend, nigga, that ain't even successful in life. That's not successful. Now, it's successful for your family, but in terms of life, you ain't successful. In terms of the United States, not life. In terms of the United States, I must clear that up. In terms of the United States version of success, you're not successful. Not even close. All right. Some of these people that have been in financial success and they got wills and life insurance and shit like this. They ain't the first one. Well, what's a whole life policy? Their fathers already know. They've taken their daughters all the way across the world. They sent their kids to backpack through Europe, right? Yeah, you the first one, you didn't go to jail. Like, it's just a different level once you do that. So you got to have some perspective, and we're teaching men perspective. Like that guy said, ninjas don't even know what you're talking about. They can't even relate. Yep, they've never heard of the Jewish American princess, which they would call a Jap, which that's what Jewish American women call themselves. That's where the movie Baps came from, ironically. Remember the movie Baps with Halle Berry? All right, Halle Berry had the movie Baps about these two black girls that went to the upper class society and acted a monkey. Well, that came from Japs, which was Jewish American princess. So Baps is an extension of Japs. So if you know anything about being around Jewish young women, they're considered, there's a stereotype of them being Japs, Jewish American princess. And they're tough. They're tough. They're tough. They're tough to deal with. Their fathers took care of them, wiped their ass, sent them on trips, bought them cars at 15. So when they got their driver's license at 16, I dated a Jewish American princess. It was tough. I went to school with a lot of Jewish American princesses. They are tough, man. It's tough to even please them. Like, they expect shit like that. They're like, what? It's an expectation. Buy the house. Sign it. Put the down payment down. What the fuck? Like, they ain't going on dates like 50-50, 100%. They're looking at you like, what? They're not having that conversation. So there is levels to this shit. We always tell you there's levels to this shit. But, of course, you got to experience. Shout out to No Government Name over on the Cash App says, thank you for the knowledge. And our brother Chris Mack says they done found the fat bitch, lift bitch on OnlyFans. Oh, no. Oh, we should have reverse image searched her. So they done found the fat lift bitch on OnlyFans. Wow. Again, what do I tell you about the dark side? What do I tell y'all ninjas about the spectrum? The spectrum is real. The spectrum is real. It's tough, man. Man, y'all better watch and listen, man, and learn. So did she start at OnlyFans, or had she been on OnlyFans? Sheesh. Oh, man. Hey. Arthur P says, hey, coach, ESPN reported that the NBA commissioner is thinking about having 4 10-minute quarters, saying that the 2-hour format is more consistent with modern TV habits other than the impact on records. Do you see this being good or bad for the NBA? That would be dumb. Why would they do that? All right, I heard some spattering of that. He said it was his idea. Nobody agreed with it. Nobody going to agree with that. Baseball's having that problem, trying to adapt their game to the modern TV habits. Football seems to have been fine. Football games are longer than NBA games, but now they're trying to reduce the game. Well, they're not going to do it. That'll never go through. All right, so NBA is struggling. They're scrambling and scraping for shit, obviously. All right, and what's his name? Adam Silver, always scrambling and scraping for shit. All right, we got a couple more, and I'm going to get back to this great part of the show. That was a great question. That was a great question. Thank you for that question. Maryland guy and then Pro Man. Maryland guy says, what's up, coach? They're saying DEI did so much damage to the FAA and aviation industry that it's caused the plane accident to happen. Oh, no. Woo. Man, listen. I know some people. I have a cousin that works in that industry, the FAA, and, he works on those screen, they're flying in people. That's a very stressful job. But they're saying it's DEI's fault. I don't know. They're going to have to prove that. All right, because if it was a black woman behind the... Because if it was a black woman that was like, oops, I goofed. Or a female or a white female. Yeah, bruh. All right, they're going to have to answer to that because they're going to have to bring her ass out. How come you goofed? You knew there was a helicopter there, and then you let this plane come through. If it was a white woman or a black woman involved in that, oopsies. Shout out to Pro Man, says to all the brothers talking about time to rise. It's boss up time. He says to the rest, you can either be and turn to a homosexual or go march in the Costco. Boss up.
Boss up, nigga.
Marching. All right, Negroes, man. Them Negroes marching in Costco. What a damn disgrace. All right, you're not going to make progress. let's get to this part of the show. It is Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, let's do it. Let me change the banner. We only got a couple of videos because we need some time to unpack the main event, and we're going to probably get to it probably within the first hour. I hope so, depending on the super chats and the questions. We have this one, Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have a young YN, as they call them, said, I should have left grandma stuff alone. All right, guys, this is your legacies out here. This guy right here says he went through his grandma's stuff after she died, and he said he regrets it. Let's hear it.
Hey, bro, why I had moving? I'm gonna just say that we moving, going through storage. I'm just trying to make sure we get everything outside of this house that, you know what I'm saying, we do need and we don't need. Rest in peace, grandma. We went through her storage. I done seen a whole lot of shit that I didn't expect to see. Banging black booty, okay? 1999, I wasn't even thought of. And then you go from a VHS to Shawty's ugly. Grandma, the point I'm trying to make is that you should have threw them jumps away. I didn't have to see this. This one says, hairy black pussy. Hairy black pussy. That shit scarred me. That jump is not attractive at all. That's why it took me so long to eat. Like adults, bro, be sitting right here, telling us how grown we was. I wonder how y'all was during that Freaknik session.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, that's nasty.
What did I tell y'all, brothers? Yes, your granny was a flapper. Y'all's granny was a flapper. Y'all mamas was hoes too. The same way y'all talk about black women today, some of y'all black mamas was just like them black women when they were 20, all right, and 30, talking that shit. All right, it's going to be a bad day. Y'all got to put y'all granny to rest. I'm telling you, everybody need a cleanup crew. All right, why we out here exposing old people for their nasty sexual perversions out here? We all nasty at the end of the day.
Oh, that's nasty.
You lucky you didn't find a drawer full of shit. Somebody tossed it already. But yeah, your granny was a nasty girl too. All right, and she probably tried to give y'all kisses and shit. Let her, come on, man.
My warm embrace.
This is crazy, man. Let her be some nasty shit. All right, everybody's nasty out here. Everybody's sex. Everybody needs sex, y'all. All right, everybody need a little bit of release as well. So don't be out here, man. What happened to letting people rest in peace? They don't want to do it, man. This is crazy. All right, let's go to the Gordita community right here. Let's give it to you. It's Tuesday, and we're going to talk about Mexican women. Gordita. We got Gordita here playing musical chairs, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this. All right. Never play musical chairs with your Gordita Tia or the fat girl, the fat Gordita that, she's 15 and letting your preteen girls or your teenage girls play with the fat cousin. All right. Here we go, the fat cousin. Here we go right here. We don't need the music. Take a look at this. Oh, no.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus, man, that's crazy. Damn, flatten that little Chiquita. Flattened that little Chiquita. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, man. Watch out for her, man. She be eating. All right, she be eating. You can't play musical chairs with a big back like that. Look at these wide-ass hips right here. Take a look again on the replay right here. I wish I could slow-mo it. You got two Chiquitas here and a Gordita right here. Gordita. I mean, you better check for signs of life on that other little Chiquita. There they go right there. She actually broke the arm and shoulder of the first one, and then she got mad and boom, with a big hip check. Oh, right to the wall, and oh my goodness, man, I think that Chiquita is gone, man. I gotta go ahead and pull that up on the screen. Look at this, man, just misery.
Oh, the humanity.
Goodness. All right, that's crazy. That is nuts. That's a little, oh my goodness. And she probably farted. She probably farted when she did that, or she sharted. All right, take a look at this. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. She got her hip check. Oh, right there. Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
Oh, the humanity.
Man, rest in peace to that Chiquita. It's over for her. Dude, look at her foot. Her feet is out. And her ankle definitely twisted. Goodness. And look at how pathetic she is laying in the bed. Niggas will marry a girl like that, too. And Mexicans. All right, that is crazy work, man. Oh, she got her panties out. She probably sharted when she shut down, too. But the other girl is folded up. Oh, my goodness. She probably did shit and fart at the same time. All right, absolutely disgraceful. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Oh, man, right out the... Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the humanity.
Look, she holding her ass like she sharted, for sure. Damn. Man, that fast. Did you hear about the mother that sat on her son, all right, and killed him because she was trying to teach him a lesson, and she was over 300 pounds, killed the kid. All right, that's crazy. Man almighty, you got to not bring certain people to the potty. All right, and then Straggle Sniggle Theater. Last one, we have our brother I Show Speed. He's a Sniggle. All right, and boy, did he come up, man. I tell you, man, I remember when my son started talking about this guy, right when he was starting to have he had less than probably 50,000 subs when my son found him. And he was like, oh, this is guy. He sits in his bedroom. His name is I Show Speed, and they call him Speed for short. And basically his rise here is a crazy story. He ended up, doing YouTube, acting really crazy, comical, acting like a Sniggle. His parents were not in support of him doing his YouTube. His mom would try to get him to stop doing YouTube. He was still in high school. And the family had to move several times because, a lot of his fans started to dox him and find out where he lived, and they would swat him. And much of his rise came about through video games. Obviously, he would stream and then do video games. Much of it was NBA 2K. All right, so he was known for NBA 2K. But then he made a very, very strategic and smart move for a young black man. He pivoted to football, all right, as we call it, soccer over here. As you can see, we got our Flamengo jersey over here, our shirt. He pivoted to start playing FIFA 2K, to FIFA Live, or whatever the fuck they call it. So now he's playing FIFA. So as he started gaining audience and getting larger platform, he pivoted to playing soccer, which was groundbreaking. All right, he's groundbreaking. Now, here's the deal. Okay, he is now one of the most well-known live streamers for this generation of young men. Of course, these generation of young men, Gen Z, they know him. They know him like any celebrity we would have known in the 90s. And as you can see, he's wearing a football jersey, so that has opened him up to be able to meet Cristiano Ronaldo and other famous stars over there. It actually allowed him to play football over there with some other fellow YouTubers that we've mentioned before. And now he's a worldwide phenomenon. Worldwide phenomenon. So now he's over in Chile, and they have literally made this ninja. Well, he's also in South America. He's in Peru. All right, now he's the mayor of Lima, Peru. They've given him the key to the city. All right, I Show Speed. Don't mess this up. And as you can see here, brothers, you can really elevate yourself and change your world via what? Via this internet. Look at this. He had, 30 million in a live chat last time. 30 million people in a live chat. This is Speed.
I'm the mayor. Wait, I'm the mayor.
For 1 hour.
For 1 hour? Make it 2.
Yeah, okay.
Make it 2 hours.
This is my signature.
I'm the mayor. Wait, I'm the mayor.
For 1 hour.
And remember, his mom at the time, he was doing YouTube. You're wasting your time. You shouldn't do it. She would come in and cut off his live stream. All right, he'd be live streaming, and his mom would just cut off the live stream. This is him in Lima, Peru.
I am now the mayor of Peru.
Look at that turnout.
Peru, I will forever, never ever forget this moment of being a mayor. It means a lot to me. Who will stand? Peru.
Shout out to I Show Speed on Straggle, because he's a sniggle at the end of the day. But man, that's crazy. Though the heights, you know what I mean? It's as Biggie used to say, the sky is the limit. You guys don't realize, yeah, the limit is the sky. Some of you guys have complete limitations on what you're able to accomplish, even in the world. You can become worldwide famous in really 4 years. I think he's been streaming about 4 years, right? I would say 4 to 5 years, certainly around that time in COVID. And that is how fast and far you can go. Even the mom was trying to speak death on this potential. You know what I mean? She was trying to speak death on it. And of course, this wouldn't work for everybody. You know, timing is everything, and having some sort of charisma is everything. But this is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's getting some Inca punani over there too. All right. A lot of 4'10" Inca punani. Imagine how many 4'9" women over there are going to be loving this guy. All right. So a mayor for an hour. Look at that turnout. And I showed you a video the other day of how many people were there to find, you know, they were grasping at him. They were trying to get him. But that's crazy, man. Your family talked to you and said, don't do this. You wasted your time. Get in them books. All right. Which everybody should. But at the same time, you actually are looking at what you can accomplish in this life. Don't be limited. Don't be limited to outside, just inside your community. For you young black men, don't be just limited to inside of your community. You can make an impact around the world. Yes, people love you. If you provide value, they'll love you. All right, it doesn't matter. All right, now if you will get your ninja wake up call at some particular point if you think that it ain't about that. But yeah, you can impact the entire world. All right, and really just with a camera. All right, money mindset for sure. That Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle, okay. All right, moving on. We're going to do another segment. And the segment is, what is this segment? All right, this is Crime and Law CGA. We'll do it right now. Crime and Law CGA. Where's the screen? Crime and Law CGA, a man possibly is facing arrest and charges of child endangerment after a video goes feral. All right. Let's see if we can pull up the video here. And yes, this is him recording his own demise. Take a look at this. Allegedly, this is his 3-month-old baby that he is clearing the snow off of his vehicle with. All right, maybe it's not his baby. I don't know if it's his child, but yeah, this is a L right here. I don't know what you were thinking, sir. All right, what in the hell is this? Okay, as they say.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
All right, that ain't gonna work.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I mean, the worst thing you could have did this with, worse than this, is a dog. I mean, you could have set the internet really on fire. All right, your 3-month-old child is now look at this, bro. Oh, my Lord. I hope that's a doll. I hope that's a doll. Who's recording him? That's a good question. Who thought this was a good idea? Watch this. All right. Oh, my. And let's get the caption here. Apparently here says that just in Texas law enforcement, they're investigating after a dad uses his 3-month-old baby to wipe snow off his car. Apparently this is the child. They did have a community note here. Cop investigating father who wiped snow off of car with his baby. Yep, a Texas man who used his 3-month-old baby to push snow off of a car is being investigated by the police after a video of the disgraceful act went viral online. Feral. Ooh, wait. I mean, that's against human rights right there. I mean, oh, Jesus. Oh.
You big dummy.
I can't even believe that. I can't even believe you recorded it. I mean, first of all, I can't believe you did it. Then I can't believe you recorded it and then posted it. I wonder what he's saying to the kid. Well, let me see. All right, it's just music. It's just music on the background. Look at this, man.
You big dummy.
Oh. Oh, my. Man, I'm going to tell you. I mean, what if, crime at Law CGA. Some people use their camera for the wrong reason. Some people use their camera for the wrong reason. Sheesh. All right, let's see here. Let me see if there's any support. Then we'll get back to the show. All right. Dre. Kid is not going to have a chance in life. Shout out to our brother Joe. E is in the building. Allegedly, that fat bitch squandered a $6,000 inheritance also. So now we see. Now we see what's going on here. All right. Now we see what's going on. Okay, let me see here. See if we can find this. Now, these are all just rumors. I don't know if it's true. Let me see if I can pull this up. Now we see the motive here. And certainly she probably set this up. I don't know where people are finding this information. Because I don't have it. All right, but pretty sure people can have the links. Let me see if I can pull this up. Just questioning it right here. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't have any information. You guys are finding shit out. I'm pretty sure you're using Twitter and social media for it. Certainly, we haven't caught up to that yet on Google. But, man, she apparently squandered a $6K. And she probably tried to get a rap career going on that money, and it went nowhere. Terrible. So now we see her motives. All right, she fumbled the bag. Now she's out here trying to make a bag off Lyft. All right, I'm going to tell you, man, I hope Lyft sues the shit out of her. Or I hope they contest it and show her fat ass cannot get in the car. T-Bone, beautiful live stream earlier today. Keep stopping these big back, no stack, can't fuck a flat back ass Mitches in the neck. He said you should definitely name your roasting segment Mitches Get Stitches or Mitch Mangling. Boss up. Shout out to you, man.
Better boss up, nigga.
Mitches Get Stitches. I like that one. All right, Mitches Get Stitches for sure. Let me see if I can put that in here in my notes as we're talking. All right, Mitches Get Stitches. And this is, I got to play this part back. This is what you said. Keep stomping these big back, no stack, can't fuck a flat back ass Mitches. All right, wowzers. You got to love that right there. Let's give you the Price is Right. I don't like flatbacks anyway. All right, they too skinny anyway, coach. I don't know what you like about them anyway. They ain't all that. As they said, Dexter, Daryl, you didn't have a choice. Cheryl and Daryl. Yep. Hey, Daryl, you didn't have a choice anyway. It's not that you don't like it. It's that you can't get one. You can't get one. You have no choice. You're not going to fuck with anyway. We're going to talk about this in the main event. We got to talk about that. Why does it still say crime and law up here? As that white female comedian said, you didn't have a choice. All right. You were going to fuck a fat woman anyway. Okay. And as you can see, the viewership of this show is, it's not slightly down. It's okay. All right. But they knew Mitch's was about to get called out today. They was about to get called out. So they don't want to watch. All right. They're like, oh, shit. CGA gonna go in on us. Because there's no woman on the thumbnail. There's literally, I want to show you. Look at the thumbnail. Some of you guys don't look at the thumbnail. You just click in. You the real supporters of the Coach Gang. You like, Coach is on. Well, who cares what he's talking about? But look at the numbers. The numbers are, this is the evening show. You know what? Why does it say 8:15? That's what time is it? All right. This is for the evening show typical. How many minutes are we in here? It's 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes. We're normally at in the evening show, 1,200. You know, we normally might get to 1,500 in the evening, 2,000, sometimes 1,800. But if you look right now, because this won't be a very long show, there's no women on the thumbnail. It doesn't say anything about women. Even the second part of the thumbnail, which is going to be the co-main event, it's not about a woman. Okay, not about a woman. So, yeah. Yeah, nobody, some people don't care. They like, coaches on fucking thumbnail. Yes, indeed. But yeah, we got it going on. Let's see if they here. They ain't going to be here because they know it's Mitch slapping time out here. All right, let me see if did I get all the brothers on Ko-Fi? We did. I talked about T-Bone. Yeah, T-Bone had the big back, no stack, can't fuck a flat back ass Mitches. All right, we got them. We got them. Ain't nothing special about them, coach, anyway. All right, what do we got here? We got, is this Good Egg, Greg? All right, we'll say it's Good Egg. Wait, do I oh, there it is right there. I was going to say, where's my tab? All right, this guy I was talking about earlier. Let me see if I can get his name.
700.
I'm going to see if I can get his name. Okay, I was talking about him earlier. His name is John Hope Bryant. You guys heard of this guy right here? Okay, John Hope Bryant. He's been around recently in the last few years making content. He may have made content before that. I've never seen it, but I do see some of his videos come across. He appears to be, I don't know. I don't know about him. I probably could look it up, all right, who the hell he does, what he does. John Hope Bryant. Let's see. He's the CEO of Operation Hope, and he's 58 years old. He does some Bryant Group Ventures, so he seems to be an entrepreneur, old style shit. Like he probably has a business card that says John Hope Bryant Inc. You know what I mean? Like the old school shit. He probably got a desk with the fucking pen on it. You know what I mean? With the pen sitting, wrestling up. You know, the old school ass nigga. All right, like he's like. All right. Yeah, he's an old school guy. Seems to be an entrepreneur, best-selling author, financial literacy for all. Shout out to this guy right here. And he has a podcast. He also is a CNBC contributor. So he definitely goes back. I was talking about a video he made earlier. And I probably agree with him more than not. And it looks like he's on Shannon Sharp's show right here. 500 versus 700 credit score neighborhoods. All right. 500 versus 700 credit score neighborhoods. Millionaires and billionaires going broke. Okay, you can see where he's on the money mindset. All right, he's on the money mindset. All right, don't buy a home theory debunked. Looks like he's anti-Grant Cardone. All right, he has employees and stuff like that. Yeah, old school guy. Yeah, somebody said he got that Uncle Tom O.J. Simpson haircut. Shout out to him. I'm not throwing shade at him. But he definitely is up. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is that a Filipina?
What kind of fuck you give me?
Is that a Filipina? Oh, shout out to my brother here. Yes, he's a billionaire. He claims, yes, he says he is. Oh, let's go. That looked like either a light-skinned woman. Oh, no, I'm checking her feet. That's a Filipina.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Oh, yes. Come on.
We just looking at the booty. We're looking at the breast. We're looking at her neck. We're looking at her feet. We're looking at her...
No, I ain't looking at no feet. There ain't nobody looking at no feet.
You don't looking at feet? Yes, I'm looking at feet.
What kind of fuck you give me?
And she look young. Maybe that's his daughter. I don't know. Maybe that's her daughter, his daughter. But look at that beautiful hair. All right. Let me see. Is that his daughter? No, that's not his daughter. It says black love and power couples. They're saying she's black. Is she black? All right, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a Filipina. I know a Filipina when I see it. Maybe she Blasian. I don't know.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, she looking kind of black. I don't know, man. All right, shout out to this brother here. That's a black woman? Shit. Kamala Harris black. All right. That ain't no black woman, y'all. Somebody said that's a black woman. All right. Hey, listen, I ain't mean to go in on you like this. I just wanted to play this video. All right. I don't know. That's a sister? I don't know, fam. Could be a sister. I don't know. Let me see. Is that him? Okay. There she is right there. A little better picture right there. Yeah, she an exotical. And she definitely, and she's young too. He done went to Brigham Young University. All right, he's a smart brother, too. Yeah, she got the Filipina feet, too, them little chiclet toes. All right, anyway, shout out to this guy right here. We're going to play a video from this guy right here. And here's the video from his YouTube page. His name is John Hope Bryant. And let's see what he has to say about credit scores. Listen up, ninjas. Credit scores.
700 credit scores. Nothing changes your life more than God or love than moving your credit score 120 points. Number one cause for divorce in America, money. Number one cause for domestic abuse, money. Number one reason why abused women don't leave a nutcase mate, money. Number one reason why black and brown kids drop out of college, it's not academics, it's money. I mean, I can go on. Look, let's take this into the health field. American Heart Association will tell you the number one cause for heart attacks is stress. The number one cause for stress is money. 700 credit scores.
All right. In other words, man.
You better boss up, nigga.
In other words, it's always going to come down to that capital. All right. It's going to come down to that capital and getting your credit score up. As we tell guys, I said in my book, The Free Agent Lifestyle, y'all want to talk about banging broads and banging broads for free and my body count? What's your credit score? Tell me how much you got invested in the S&P 500. We don't care about all of that shit around here, man. What is it about? What's your credit score right now? Right? Because I guarantee you, your credit score is in the 400. Talking about you getting bitches for free. All right? You fucking and you out here banging hotties and smashing. You got a body count of 600. What's your credit score? I bet you ended above that body count. All right, really, at the end of the day, as you get older, and I just posted a video on my CGA Rants TikTok page that I'm trying to start and grow. I got 90 followers over there. Really, the boils down to is that as men, you definitely got to elevate and grow past and not believe that is going to be the highlight of your life. How being a Pookie became what people and men regard as the highlight of their life. And it became the goal for Dusty, Ninjas, and Mitches. Okay, when you're trying to argue why this should be what you should be doing and pursuing, and you still Dusty, credit score still in the 500s, the mid 400s, and you're talking about free pussy, you got your priorities straight or fucked up. You got your priorities fucked up. So that should not be the prevailing figure in our world as to what's going on. Everything's going to boil around where that money is. And a lot of people get uncomfortable with this talk. But as I say, man, at the end of the day, and it's always on my mind, it was always the goal, man, hey, fuck you at this point if you're uncomfortable with this conversation. All right, it don't matter anymore. You are going to be people that we going to have to lap and leave behind. All right, we going to have to lap y'all niggas and leave behind. So, you know, we want men to actually push a little bit further for themselves and get themselves in a better position. We can't have this conversation and get back down to the muddy waters of Pookieville. This is never going to be the supreme person of our channel. All right, niggas getting it for free and your life is in shambles. Life is in shambles. Men that weren't around here bragging about that, I guarantee you they don't have a high credit score. The majority of them don't. Right? So if you want to get in here in this conversation and get your credit score up to that 700 plus, all right, and get it into the uncharted territory of that 800 plus, and we're going to talk about getting to that money and elevating yourself as much as you possibly can, you can get in the conversation, but we ain't going to lower the conversation to give you a crown and a trophy because you want to be a Pookie. All right, you want to be a Pookie. You want to say, well, this is the epitome of manhood, and these guys are doing this, so we should actually try to do that. Nah, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. I think in my book, one of my books I had, not in my book, but some of my literature, I had a newsletter at one point. I was like, if your credit score ain't in the 700s, you got some work to do. Your credit score ain't in the 700s, shut the fuck up about anything. Really. All right, I don't want to hear nothing about relationships from you. Well, I think, shut your bitch ass up. Nobody gives a fuck of what you say, nigga. Credit score in the fucking dumps.
Shut
right?
your bitch ass up.
Shut up. You don't matter here. And even this guy right here, he's telling you right now. I want to hear the video where he says 500 credit score communities in neighborhoods versus 700.
Nothing changes your life more than God or love than moving your credit score 120 points.
Facts. Get your credit score up. I know. Well, you told us not to finance something. Ninjas is real slow. Who cares? We're talking about where your life is going. We're not talking about financing anything. We're talking about showing and displaying that one principle. Treat money the way you want money to treat you. You got to get that shit up. All right? No excuses, motherfucker. We ain't hearing no excuses for anybody. Just say you want to be a loser. I want to hear his video on the 500 credit score neighborhood. I'm probably going to agree with it. Let's see. I might disagree with it, but it don't matter. He's still getting this shit in here. All right, so it looks like he was on the Shannon Sharp show. Pretty dope. With Chad Ochocinco. That's pretty dope. Let's see here.
I think this is normal. This is why you cannot give somebody $350,000, $380,000 and think that they're going to forget a lifetime. It won't last them a year. I said 6 months, I'll be gracious. It won't last. If your outflow exceeds your inflow, then your overhead will be your downfall. You go to our neighborhood. You go to a place where we grew up, and here's what you see. A check casher next to a payday loan lender, next to a renter-owned store, next to a title lender, next to a liquor store, next to a pawn shop, fast food store, and a church down the street trying to make you feel a little bit better once a week. That's your neighborhood psychologist. That's your neighborhood shrink. We don't want to admit we crazy. Oh, I can't go to a psychologist or a shrink. Somebody might think I'm crazy. If you're black in America and don't think you're crazy, you're crazy. So we go there and hoop and holler, used to. That's one of our problems. We don't go to church anymore. We don't have any spirituality anymore. That's a whole nother conversation. We've been really hoodwinked now because now we think money's God. We think materialism's God. We think some rapper's God. Anyway, now literally you're being pimped. The only place you see those places, or is it a 500 credit score neighborhood? By the way, black and brown, urban, poor, white, rural. Now you go 15 minutes away in that 700 credit score neighborhood, two-parent households, prime financing, 75% home ownership rate. Prime almost non-existent. Whole Foods, sit-down restaurants.
Gelson's.
Proper businesses, mainstream banks, right? 15 minutes away, a third world country. We think this is normal. This is why you cannot give somebody $350,000, $380,000 and think that they're going to forget a lifetime. It won't last them a year. I said 6 months, I'll be gracious.
I don't know what he's talking about, the 350,000. I'm assuming maybe they had a talk about money, loan, reparations. I don't know what the conversation was. I just can only assume. Can only see the clip. But yeah, it's true. You just can't give people money. Money's not going to be the solution without the financial literacy. And if you're going to take that type of money and dump it into a 500 credit score neighborhood, it's going to be spent really quickly. All right. And people will be sitting up there. Well, it doesn't matter. We deserve it. Okay. Well, crime's going to go up real big because the mentality's not there. So good information by this guy right there. Good information. 500 credit score versus 7. And another point he said, he's talking about NFL players. I don't know what the conversation was, but I don't have context. So I really can't say. But another thing people don't know is that you guys don't know. There's people that don't know. Like your reality is 500 credit score neighborhoods. That's your reality. So if that's your reality and you don't realize that there's a 700 credit score neighborhood not that far from you that is within reach, and you're like, I don't want to be out there. They got this. They don't understand me. And you just exist in your 500 credit score neighborhood, Santa Ana, California, stand up. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. And it's nothing I say can make sense. Nothing I say this brother can do to make sense. And even if you get there quickly and you hit a lottery, you automatically get a big signing bonus as a player. You're going to bring your 500 mindset to the 700 neighborhood and you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. All right. So it's a tough situation, but we're trying to really highly motivate men. I'm using my platform to highly motivate men, and only the men that want to be motivated. If you don't want to be motivated and inspired and you feel like I'm talking down to you, well, I'm going to tell you, man. All right. Somebody say he's talking about the guy who took off on his family for a European JUCO. All right, shout out to him. I think I remember that story. That's funny that's the story, though. All right, are you sure about that? All right. It could be. It could be. I have no idea. All right. Anyway, that was good egg, good egg. Get motivated, get inspired, man. And I want to see if I can play this video that I clipped earlier. I'm starting to clip more and more of my content, more and more of my rants, because they are legendary. I know. They're legendary. Let me see if I can find it. Wrong address here. Oh, I did. All right. So this is a clip right here that I'm going to play. And for you young men, I want you to listen up. A lot of you guys ain't going to want to hear this. Most men. All right. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Most men in the world that are powerful are older men. Really in that 55 to 75, 78 now, 80 years old. It is the years where older men, that's where you start winning. That's where you get your power. That's when everything makes sense. That's when you have the big head control the little head. So the people that are running things are the older men. Yeah, old heads and unks out here. Old school is where you get it, but you got to actually earn your position. There is a hierarchy, and men have to understand that. You young niggas ain't going to never run shit around here. As long as these men out here burning the midnight oil and the candle at both ends. So take notes. All right, take notes, ninjas. Take notes. All right, it's kind of where it's at. I got 96 followers now. We blowing up on CGA, and they haven't shadow banned it yet. All right, they haven't shadow banned it. How many videos I got over there? I only have a few videos. All right, not that many videos. Let's see, 8, 9, 10. 10 videos. All right, but, you know, a lot of men have that struggle. Why do I have to wait? Why do I have to, you know, I want it now. You're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. I want it now. Well, the most powerful men in this world, okay, are older men. All right, there's very few young men calling shots, shot callers. This ain't King Tut's era right now. Okay, and it's not going to change. And unfortunately, you know, you can say old people are out of touch. Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying that's not true. But what I'm telling you is it's older men that are going to run it. It's older men that control 70 to 80% of the resources. They got 70, 80% of the wealth. Older men. It is not even close. And not all older men, because some older men are down bad. But the data goes, you got to literally build this one by one, brick by brick, the entire time. Okay, you can't give up. You can't make too many mistakes. You can't set yourself back. You can't give up. All right, it is what it is. Let me see here. Millionaires. And this could go by anything, but, you know, most people measure things by millionaires by age. Let me see here for people that might have not seen this part of the show. Most people financially free right here. Most millionaires are age 55 and 61, right in between that, 55 and 61. That's where most millionaires lie. I mean, when you see it's on the graph form, it's mind-boggling, right? It's mind-boggling in graph form. You're like, holy shit. Millionaires by age and decade. Okay, it's tough. 20s, 30s, what you're seeing here, you can't see the bottom. They can't see the bottom. But millionaires under 30, which is 20s, the first one, 6% millionaires. And that's obviously that's a lot of athletes and entertainers. And then obviously they lose it. Divorce, smoke it up, bad habits, sexual deviancy. We'll talk about that here in a minute. By the 30s, less millionaires. By the 40s, look at the 40s, 7%. But look, 50, 60, 70, and then you die. All right. All right, it's where we're at. It is what it is. That's even if you take that in the tens of thousands, people that got tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. All right, it is what's going to happen. It's kind of like, yeah, somebody said, don't let TikTok fool you. Don't let people believe that you a loser because you ain't got a Lamborghini or that by 25. There are some men out here getting it. Congratulations to them. There's no hate. There's no shade. You know, people are trying to expose these people as living a fraud and using them as rental cars. Whatever. All right. But it's one of those things that you have to understand. Most people that get to this position, it has to be built. And you do have to get people, you got to get out of that fog of, chasing pussy. All right. When you're in your 50s or 60s, you can buy pussy. You like, whatever. That shit doesn't become the goal anymore. Being a Pookie doesn't become the goal. Men that try to chase being a Pookie, all right, you're never going to get to that 50, 60, 70. Not even close. Not even close. But don't be fooled out there. There are some young, rich people and successful people. There are, but really in the grand scheme of things, there's not that many, right? And we hope that you become one, or at least get yourself on the path to become one. Okay, get yourself on the path. Look, and the 50s got more millionaires or more people that are wealthy or rich than the 20s, 30s, and 40s combined. Just that 50s, just the men in their 50s have more in that financial category than the 20s, 30s, and 40s combined. Combined. All right, do the math. I got 15% right there. I think I see 7, 6, and 2. That's 15%. All right. And the 50s, there's 20. I can't see the numbers very well on my screen. 23. Not even close. So please understand, as a man, you know, this is like women living with a period. They got to they got to bleed through their punani. That's their reality. Our reality, that's our reality. It is what it is. All right. Yeah, you can bitch and complain about that all day long. But again, I said what I said. Most men in the world that are powerful are older men. Powerful are older men. Really in that 55 to 75, 78 now, 80. All right, yeah, 55. And there it is right there. This kind of matches up with what I talked about there. All right. 55 is where you really take off. In the world that are powerful are older men. Really in that 55 to 70. Yeah. Oh, you old. You bought. That's where the power is. That's where the money and the power is. Some of y'all will never have it either. And some of y'all won't even chase and desire it. I don't care about it, all right? And you'll give up. All right, we got main event coming up here, so let me check and see if we're too far to make an impact here. We got, let's see if there's any other new contributors. If not, we'll get right into it. We'll get litty. It is a marathon, guys. It is not a sprint. Not a sprint. You got to actually put in a lifelong's work to be able to reach this. All right. Anyway, we got, let's see. Yeah, we can press on, it says. We can press on. So main event. Yeah, main event. Let's go. Let's cook it up. We cooking up, baby. Yeah, we cooking up. All right, what are we doing? Dreaming of being a Pookie. All right, we have Pookie philia going on here, and we have Pookie economics, Pookie conversations, and a lot of men are lost. Like a lot of men are looking for their answers in life. How come I ain't got it? How come what can I do? Now, my particular philosophy is a long-term philosophy. Right? It's like, man, you got to sacrifice. You got to risk. I'm never trying to give you shortcuts to anything. All right. Then I say, look, women are a dessert. They're not the main treat. They're not the full course meal. They're a dessert. They're the cherry on the top. They are, we're the prize, but they are come along. They wait at the finish line. You'll be able to get them in the end easily. And the money you spend is going to feel like nothing. All right. You got to have discipline. Have some discipline with your deals, Nick. Okay. You got to cuff your balls. Pause. And you got to build it brick by brick. You got to avoid toxic women. You got to avoid marriage and divorce. Okay. You got to avoid divorce. You certainly got to avoid fat women. Fat women will take you nowhere in life. You got to avoid strags. They will take you nowhere in life. Avoid toxic women. Avoid women that are in 500 credit score territory. All right. Be very deliberate about your life, and your life will start to manifest. It will start to reflect this. It's not an overnight thing. Now, some people don't understand, and you're thinking I'm comparing this to short-term strategies like getting pussy, right? Getting pussy for free, getting laid, which is typically a thing that men teach men over here, right? This is what you got to do. You got to look smack. You got to peacock. You got to dread game. You got to spin plates. You got a cold approach. These are all short-term strategies in order for you to get laid, but this is not a strategy that you're going to take into your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. If you do, your life will reflect it in the end. And we'll show you and demonstrate this really quickly here. All right, but there's some people here still promoting and arguing Pookie philia and Pookie lifestyle versus the free agent lifestyle. And they're not compatible. You can't live both. All right. You can't have both of those as a goal. You could be a free agent or you can chase Pookie dreams. All right. You can't chase Pookie dreams and be a free agent. Now, that doesn't mean you can't pursue sex. So let me just get this straight. Sex is very natural. It's a very healthy thing to do if you have a healthy relationship with sex. If it is the thing you desire the most in the day and it leads you astray and you don't get all the stuff you need to get done in your day, and then you go ahead and have sex, you will get a false sense of reward, right? You will get a false sense of reward. You're hearing me say the opposite. Get your shit done in the day. And if you want to have sex as a dessert, have it as a dessert. All right. You want to vet women. You want to control the process. We say at the JUCO, we control the process. We don't just go willy-nilly out there going $100,000 to Disneyland. We really take the resources that we earn and we figure out how to use it to our best ability. We don't just go out here to use the cold approach, chase 100 women to get 2 or 3. That's a short-term strategy. That is Pookiephilia. That is Pookie mindset. And we don't judge men on how they get punani. All right. You want to pay for it, pay for it. You want to get it for free, get it for free. But we don't pedestalize free versus pay. Okay. That's going to be when you find out. Like for you, we don't say, oh, it was free, it was better. Oh, you paid, it was better. We say, hey, have a healthy relationship with sex. Sex is great. I don't want to demonize sex or money on this show. People who demonize sex and money, they don't have a healthy relationship with either. So they will find them as some sort of pitfall, right? And it's always their vice. We don't use sex as a vice, and money is not our vice. It's a tool. All right. So we're going to talk about sex quite a bit because this tends to be what men focus on all day long. All right. You're in your 20s. By the way, this chart right here coincides also, ironically, with testosterone levels in men. All right. So testosterone levels in men are higher when? Down here where there's less millionaires. All right. Ironic, isn't it? This is when you want to fuck everything you see. Right down here when it's 6, 2, and 7%, your testosterone levels are peak. When your testosterone declines, look at what happens. There's a direct correlation between testosterone levels and wealthy men. Doesn't mean the people at the top, the wealthy men, have less testosterone than men, but they also know the big head controls the little head, as opposed to vice versa. Right? Sexual conquest with any woman is considered a victory, which we understand, because why do we understand this? Well, let's break it down right here. All right, before we break that part down, listen to this video right here. All right, listen to this video. Listen to this guy right here. This is the type of shit where we tell you they're selling men a dream. The Pookie mindset. They're selling you a dream. A lot of men have found their way into trying to get you to understand how to, conquer women when you're young and you don't even have hair on your chinny chin. All right, let's listen to this guy right here.
So let's say you guys are texting. Let's say you've been on a date, or even if you're just texting before your first date, you say this. You say, so Sarah, ... This builds a bit of intrigue. This gets the conversation going. There's something you should know about me, ... From 2017 to 2019, I was actually the chancellor of Kissing University. Do you think you have what it takes to get into such a prestigious university? Now, obviously, she's going to come back and say, of course I do. Now you're off to the races talking about kissing. And you say, oh, really? Why is that? Now she's going to explain herself. Well, I'm really good at kissing. I use a lot of passion. I use a lot of tongue. Whatever it is that she says, now you guys are talking about kissing. So let's say you guys are texting. Let's say you've been on a date or...
Like, this is the stuff I talk about.
Bro, come on now, dog.
Like, where's this going to take you,
Come
bro?
on, man.
Like, this is stuff I talk about when I talk about with men. You're talking to grown-ass man, and you're telling me about some shit that you did. I kiss bitches, and I fuck, and I get it for free. I'm like, bro, nobody cares about that. You're not impressing anyone. You're not impressing anyone with this information. All right? This is not ground, because we know at my age, this doesn't determine anything. And I learned that too. When I was a young personal trainer and I was like, I'll be out here and I'm talking to grown men, they just look at me like this. They're like, they're not like, really? You get a lot of ass? Good for you. They're really not surprised. They're like, been there, done that. All right. So what happens is then a lot of these cornballs come up. Like, this dude don't even have no bass in his voice. He ain't got no trapezius development, nothing. No hair on his chin. He ain't got no hair on his chest. All right, nothing. All right, and who does it cater to? It caters to men that try to desire to be the Pookie. All right, but it also caters to broke men. All right, here's a strategy for you. All right, to spend all day texting women about I'm the chancellor of Kissing University. You know, this is what we're trying to tell men over here. You're talking to a grown ass man. You're not talking to a little boy out here. I'm not stunted in my growth. I'm funny, I'm humorous, and I'm able to relate. I got charisma, and I'm the motherfucking king of kings. All right, but please, these little strategies y'all got is really some whack shit to a man like me. I'm like, that's goofy and fucking whack. All right, don't think you impressing me at all. Chancellor of Kissing University. This works like a charm. All right, and as you can see, man, people are really cringed out by a guy like this. And this is really, for me, all dating coaches. There's not many dating coaches that talk on this level that I respect. None. Dude, there's none. Now, I got some friends that will be considered dating coaches. I like, you know, we're cool behind the scenes. But anybody doing this and selling men this Pookie dream, right, and telling you, most of these guys are incels. They ain't got no hair on their chinny chin either. And they see this as a way out. All right, maybe this will work.
Or even if you're just texting before your first date, you say this. You say, so Sarah, ... This.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow. This does what?
Builds a bit of intrigue.
Okay. This builds a bit of intrigue. And look at this right here. The video, the little meme on the side right here. Yeah. Ooh, corny. Corny.
This gets the conversation going. There's something you should know about me.
Oh, my God. Really? ...
From 2017 to 2019, I was actually the chancellor of Kissing University.
Yeah. These game ninjas, these mouthpiece ninjas, and this is what you take. Now, I do stuff like that too, but I do it in a way to vet. All right, do this. This is how you vet her. This is how you vet. This is what you say. Move the conversation along, close, get in and out, little time invested, get direct, right to the point, mode one-ish. All right, get in, get out. All right, we talk about that on the locals. All right, get your information, get what you need, book. All right, well, I always tell you text only to give instruction. All right, you need an Uber. All right, Uber's coming 5 minutes away. All right, meet me here. Text only for that. We ain't trying to cake and text and broke our way to some punani. These are the guys that will say, what? I get it for free. And I'm like, dude, not like that. That's not free. That's pay right there. Don't think that's not free. All right, time ain't free, motherfucker. Right? That cell phone ain't free. So we're telling guys to try to get them to wake up. All right, wake up to what your reality is. Wake up to what your reality is. No grown ass man is going to buy that particular thing here. No grown ass man will use this. Maybe if I was in the 7th or 8th grade, maybe the 9th grade. All right, maybe that, maybe even the 10th grade. All right, but that's about it. Now let me show you this guy right here on a video. He has a video called The Adult Teenager. His name is Black British World, or at least that's the person. No, the guy posting this is DD Gray. Shout out to Black British World for giving credit to this content creator. Listen to what this guy has to say here about the adult teenager. When you're hearing adult men not putting you up on life information and they're putting you up on free pussy, I don't pay, never pay, do this, do that. When you're hearing a guy talk like that in game and Cold Bro, they're literally an adult teenager. All right, listen to what he says right here about adult teenagers.
You see, in this life here, you do not want to be an adult teenager. And what I mean by that is those guys who grew physically, but they did not grow mentally. And there's a lot of guys out there like that. They're mentally stuck in their teenage years when they had a little name in the ends and a couple of the girls used to like them. And they're still stuck in that time. Why? Those are the best days of their life. The saddest thing is, the girls that you're bragging about liking you, most of them wouldn't even date you now. The name that you had got forgotten about way back when, and no one cares, my brother. So yeah, move on. I used to work with this 48-year-old man, yeah, and he's the definition of an adult teenager. And the first time I met him, when I come for my first shift with this guy, yeah, do you know what he said to me? Yeah, bro, back in the days, I used to bang for Tottenham. I said, cool, innit? Do you know about Mark Lambie? Do you know about Sutty? Do you know about Wayne and Shane Scotland? Sure. I said, bro, respectfully, fam, I'm just trying to do my shift, innit? He's like, yeah? They don't know what we was on back in the days. Do you know how much work I put in 1995? Brother, You're talking about what you did in 1995. The man them are mashing work yesterday. You're bragging about stuff that happened when I wasn't even born.
You're bragging about stuff you did when I wasn't even born. I'm telling you. This is where people don't know. Like, it, you know, older men don't sense this. All right, you're like, man, back in 1990, and you're talking to a dude that wasn't even born in the 90s. Motherfucker was born in 2005. All right? He's born in 2005. He's 20-year-old. He like 90s, nigga, back when what? The 20th century? Back in the 20th century, nigga? Playing me some old voicemails from 20th century and shit. He's like, great, old man. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. 90s are dead, bro. This dude's right here like, oh, my Lord. And again, there are some men stuck in this really adolescent period where they're stuck there. They're like getting into their 30s and 40s and still stuck there. And you're like, God damn. And bragging about it. Or they'll brag to a guy that's an adult and they're like an Arrested Development 26-year-old talking to me like, like, open your wallet and let me see what you got in there. Nothing. That's what I thought. Broke nigga. All right, so you do have a lot of people that really try to come into this space and make this space about this, and then we make the Pookie the peak. All right, and so the Pookie, the pimp, that person rises to the top of manhood. All right, he used to fuck bitches in the 90s. He used to put bitches on the track. All right, he used to, nobody gives a fuck about that now. Nobody cares. And really, it's despicable. Once you become like 35 or 40, you won't even look at a pimp as, wow, he's the epitome. He's the apex of masculinity and manhood. All right? He's the epitome of masculinity and manhood. He checks broads. He checks his trap. That becomes comical to you. It becomes quite funny. In your 20s, I get it. But in your 30s and 40s and 50s, it's nothing that you look up to. And if you do, you're an adult teenager. Show me your S&P 500. Show me your money market account. Show me what you got in your wallet. Show me your real estate. Show me your portfolio. Show me your land development. No, like, you know, it doesn't become about that. So we're trying to get men to understand that the earlier you understand this, the better. Pookie is not the apex of pussy. All right? He is not the apex. All right? But he bangs for free. He is not the apex. And this is, again, the point that he made. Another great point. He said, this is the highlight of their lives. They peaked in their 20s. You're literally trying to peak in pussy in your 20s. And this will be a period that they will constantly reflect back to. Back then, when I was doing that, I was this, I was the man, I was doing this, I had them lined up. But what are you doing today? What do you have to show for it today? Did that make you any wealthier? Did that put you in the 700 credit score? What does that have to do? All right, so there are some people that are stunted in their growth. Their development is arrested, and they're arresting the development of many men. Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Adult teenager. One of your family members needs to wake you up. And there's a lot of guys like that. It's like they can't mentally move on.
Can't.
You know what I'm saying? Even one time, I'll never forget, yeah, this same 48-year-old man took out his phone and started showing me girls' nudes. Yeah, these are the things I'm dealing with. Yeah, I got this thing, a Spanish thing, a Greek thing. I get more girls than you.
Exactly, bro. You can't be there in your 50s, bro. Now, people go say, you talk about the JUCO. Yes, I do. All right, we talk about the JUCO over there, folding up girls in real time. All right, but I don't be over here showing you nudes. All right, I don't be over there showing you nudes and showing you video. Watch me, there's a video of me fucking. Check it out. Nobody cares about that, bro. All right, you know I put hands on hips. All right, 100%. He's like, nigga, really, bro? You can't be down there. You can't be this down bad. This got to be the new staring Martin Luther Lee. We're going to have to screenshot this shit. You have to screenshot that. We're going to have to make that a meme. This how I look when you say you get it for free. I'll be like, I'll be begging them for free. I never pay. I have to give you the rock. Like, you want a pat on the back? You want a trophy? All right, Jesus. You think you're impressing me? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. What should I do? Tell me, oh enlightened one.
Brother, you're more than 20 years my senior. And these are the things that you're boasting about. You're not talking to me about business. You're not talking to me about investments. You're not talking to me about anything that makes sense. Property and ownership. A man's bragging, talking about, I get more girls than you. What kind of a foolishness is that? And the saddest thing is there's a lot of adult teenagers. You don't want to be that guy. And don't get me wrong, I've been there myself. Before I became completely legit, yeah, I was in a weird transition, like a weird stage where I had left that behind, but I had not completely moved on. And I was acting and holding on to a version of myself I thought was the guy. I kept talking about, yeah. I did this, I did that, and whatever. No one cares, because then I realized something. I was looking back at the past with rose-tinted glasses. I didn't even make bread like that. That's right.
That's right. You wasn't even making money like that. You thought you was. You wasn't even making bread like that. And then when you get in there with these older men and you see you set back with your 500 credit score, you wasn't making no money. You was talking about like you was making money. You had a couple main, you know, but you wasn't doing shit. When it's time to measure yourself against men and what men have accomplished, you've accomplished nothing.
My return on investment was horrible. For the crimes I was committing, I didn't even see no real money.
Facts.
So sometimes when you're looking back at the past thinking, I was that guy, be realistic. Tell the truth about your past. You understand? Don't get me wrong, I made bread at a later stage, just putting it out there. But I'm talking about when I thought I was in my heyday, yeah? When I thought I was in the prime of my life, when I was the guy, when I was running around doing whatever. It really wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I was romanticizing the past. Sheesh. And that's the problem with a lot of these adult teenagers. They're romanticizing a time that didn't even exist. Like I'm saying, a man's bragging about 1995. A man's calling up people's names that were active well before I was born.
Yes, facts. And then, dude, like he said, those same women would not date them today. The same women you're bragging about that you smashed in 1995, if you showed up today, they wouldn't even date you. They'd be like, nigga. They wouldn't even want to remember the sex that you had in 1995. They're like, what? You still talking about that little pussy I gave you? Oh, my goodness. Shout out to this guy. His name is DD Gray 10 on TikTok. He cooking, man. He's cooking.
A man's talking about he gets more girls than me. Does that not sound sad, bro? Look at the way you're acting. Could you tell this guy was 48? Adult teenagers. You don't want to be like that. Move on. Grow up. Carry yourself the right way and people will actually respect you. Do you understand? Northwest Tender book out now. Check the link in the bio.
All right. And he also said this later on in the video.
Pop, pop, cut, cut, cut. Skitty, keep, pop, pop. And a pop, pop, boom.
That part of the video got cut out. So I did want to acknowledge that he said that at the end of the video. But shout out to this guy right here. He's summing up what we're trying to get men to understand. All right, we're trying to get men to go uphill right here. And then some dumb nigga will come in and try to bring us back. And what'll happen is niggas will get distracted by that. All right, oh, maybe that's the peak. And then they'll go run over to him. And be like, maybe that's what I should be out here doing. All right. And he said something that I see a guy said in the chat. He said crimes. He didn't say crimes, legitimate crimes. He was talking about crimes against maybe what his principles were. All right. Who knows what he was talking about, but that's what it sounded like he said. The crimes of his lack of sexual discipline. Okay. It's like, dude, that's not the apex in our space. It should never be the apex in our space. And again, a lot of us have done that. And you don't hear me bragging about bitches I fucked in the 90s. I'm not going to even brag and bring that up. All right. I don't think I've ever bragged and brought up, man, I was fucking hot bitches in the 90s. I had some. All right. But that ain't, dude, that's the 90s. That's 30 years ago, getting to the point of 30 years ago. Nobody cares about that shit. And you would not care. If I brought up some of these motherfucking MC Light haircut bitches I fucked in the 90s and these fucking white girls with their stringy hair and said, look at my high school bitches that I used to fuck in high school. Nobody would care, bruh. You wouldn't care, would you? And if I brought up subpar women that I fucked today, would you care? No. You only care if I'm getting women today that are young, fresh, and green. All right? Yeah, and that's what you would care. And we show what that is over there. All right. Now, how do we get there? How do we get there? Well, let's talk about this. This is an important conversation. These ninjas want to make this a lifetime goal. This guy right here is a meme. You seen this meme right here of the guy that supposedly hung like a horse. Pause. All right. But this meme actually has a sad story. You ever see this meme? I can't show you the entire meme. This meme right here, where guys will be like, you know, I want to be that. I want to be the sexually dominant man. I want to be hung like a horse. I want women to look at me and sexually desire me. You ever see this meme? All right. There's a sad story about that meme. Because this is an example of a guy that peaked and then crashed. All right. The story of that guy is that guy took that picture when he was down bad. That guy took that picture when he was financially struggling. That guy took that picture. He wasn't begging broads. He took that picture with a gay photographer. Yes. And that gay photographer paid him money for that picture. He later on died due to some heart failure or heart attack. But that picture came from a gay photographer that paid him peanuts, pennies to humiliate himself. He had gained weight. He was a former athlete. His family members didn't know that he was so down bad that he had to let a gay photographer probably tickle his balls to get that picture. And he's dead. He's dead. His family didn't know. His family later on saw him as a meme years later. Okay. And they were like, whoa. I didn't even know he took this picture. Why did he take that picture? When they went back to the photographer, they was like, I paid him a couple $100 so we can get that photo. You see what I mean? So you got, yep, and you can see the pain in his eyes. For what you look like is a stone-faced killer and the nigga that's proud of him slanging dick, it's actually that he's down bad. You can see the pain in his eyes, and he's dead. So this idea that you want to pursue this as a lifelong, this is the apex of men slanging dick and pussy. And at the end of the day, when you look at the backstory of these men, they're sad. They're stunted in growth. They're not the apex. They hit their peak back then. They don't have that same results today. And then they'll tell you to do the exact same thing and tell you not to do this, pursue your life goals, build brick by brick, all right? That men build lifelong legacies and lifelong goals towards their wealth, okay? All right, so you see this is where the story is. The Pookie is not the apex. Pursuing the idea of, well, I don't have to pay and you niggas have to, this is not going to be the apex of manhood. It's not going to be. Trust me. You're not going to look back in life and get a trophy for this. You're not going to look back in life and go, well, that really mattered. That really mattered. Okay, let's talk about this, sexual deviancy, because a lot of guys are really just sexual deviants, and they won't admit it. So their whole life goal right here, their whole life goal is to get to this apex, but really what you have is a lack of discipline with your dick. All right, and what it'll do is once you start, if you do hit a lick, pause, you will find that this behavior follows you. Yeah, we make sexual mistakes in the past, right? We fuck the wrong woman or whatever we do. All right, we press a woman a little too hard to get a little bit of punani and then she's frustrated. You know, we all have our mistakes and we all have our vices, if you will, or our sexuality. So it's nothing wrong with it, but what you will find is that when men start to become famous or they hit a lick or they start to rise up in status, that sexual deviancy finds you. That sexual deviancy finds you. And you will find that even in this space, these men that prioritize the Pookie and put them as the apex, free pussy, I don't pay, cheap tacos for dates, you will find that they have a long line of women that have made accusations against them. Whereas the people that are telling you, be disciplined, stay the course, free agent lifestyle, women aren't the apex, women aren't the top, they're not the prize. They don't have a long list of people, like people saying that they got them pregnant, right? They don't have a long list of people saying that he sexually he was using sex to get me on his show. Like me, I haven't had it at this point. But it's not even just in the manosphere. You will find that once men get to a status, their sexual deviancy follows them because adult teenager. They still play the games that they did when they were younger. And then they start poisoning women's drinks and shit like this. Let me take you down the list. You got just recently Destiny. Destiny is a sexual deviant. I don't know if he's a criminal, but he's certainly a sexual deviant. So now you have a loser that became famous, and now his sexual deviancy is overriding his success. He can't even just win in life. He can't get to the point. He's a young man. He hasn't hit 40 yet, and now he's a fucking sexual deviant because he's prioritizing sex and Pookie. You have Harvey Weinstein, sexual deviant, right? In a case where he used to be able to get free pussy or leverage pussy, he can't leverage it anymore. Now look at how his life ends. Look at how his life ends. You see what I mean? It was cool until it wasn't. Now all that pussy you was getting, hey, it ain't wetting your dick now. It ain't freeing you up now. Now you in jail or whatever you're doing. Now you got a scar. You have this guy right here, Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, sexual deviant. Okay? You rise to the top and now your deviancy follows you to the point where you then get other people to follow your sexual deviant dream. Okay? Who else? Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, sexual deviant, admitting that he's Spanish flying girls, admitting that he's poisoning drink, and people try to protect his legacy. But you know, I think he got railroaded in this trial. That doesn't mean he's not a sexual deviant. He's obviously one, all right? And he ain't the only one. You have sexual deviancy, living out this dream of taking advantage of women and fucking them and not caring about their satisfaction. And then now you got you got all the money in the world, you still poisoning girls. Allegedly. All right. Puff Daddy, Diddy, sexual deviant. You reach apex. You still out here fucking like you in high school, right? You still out here doing high school shit. Parties and freak offs allegedly and shit like this. Now you got taken down by your sexual deviancy. R. Kelly. So these are people that will tell you, Pookie, free, and get over on these women and use them and don't care about their sexual satisfaction. And I don't care, a girl, cheap tacos. Guess what happens in the end? Guess what happens in the end? You peak way too early. You peak way too early. It becomes the thing that defines you. The money don't define you no more. Now this is what people talk about. You prioritize the Pookie. Stunted, arrested development. It becomes your goal in life. The drugs, the sex, and the easy punani and whatnot, it becomes your goal in life. And then you try to convince other men to live likewise. Or you're a young man and you're looking at it. You're like, I want to live like that. I want to have bitches all over me, clawing all over me, sleeping in the bed with 5 bitches. Yeah, I mean, everybody's had that dream as a young man. Everybody's had the Playboy dream and the shit like that. Everybody's had that. But now that defines you. It controls you. It's what you think about every day. It's what you want to show and display to people every single day. And then you immediately get lost in it because as a young man being a sexual deviant, yeah, it's despicable, but people expect that of you. When you get older, people expect that you're not about that life. You're not about that. You should be a little bit more mature and disciplined of how you act out here. Yeah, Vince McMahon. Yeah, dude, you guys are naming people that I fucking forgot. Vince McMahon, sexual deviant. It's how you're now defined. So you were defined by pussy, but now when you get older, you're a creep old man defined by pussy. Like, it's sad, bruh. Vinnie Mac, all your life work down the drain. Down the drain. So you got to really make a choice of trying to, let's put Vince McMahon up there so we can give him a little bit of shame right there. Vince McMahon, dookie on bitches. Dookie on them. Like, come on, bruh. I mean, listen. But what happens is, well, this is how they see women, and this is where the change is going to be. And people aren't going to agree with me because you're still on some red pill rage shit. The way women used to be in the 90s and the 2000s, where you could just take advantage of them, dookie on them, piss on them, right? Use them as sex slaves, and that's gone. That's gone. Drug them, sexually assault them, grab them on the ass, right? These things are what these 90 dudes used to do because it was doable, right? You could do it. You probably wouldn't go to jail for it unless the only way you would go to jail is if you just took it by force, right? It was hard for a woman to even prove you took it by force, all right? Because a man could be like, she liked it. She was wet and she was enjoying it and she deserved it, right? So it was hard for a woman to get that across. Today, women aren't like that. So men are having to really develop a new strategy where you cannot be the guy that just out here taking advantage of women. You can't. You cannot. And sadly enough, all right, it doesn't matter how you're dealing. And this goes for the JUCO and all of that. Sadly enough, that when you're doing this when you're young, when you get older, you're going to look like a creep. Like, you're going to look like a creep. You're not going to look cool to people when they start rolling out your resume and being like, yeah, all right, he did this and he fucked her and he did this. Nobody's going to look at you like, wow, he's super cool. You're going to look crazy. Yeah, Andrew Tate, sexual deviant. You could definitely add his ass to the list, all right, no matter if he's innocent or guilty. But look, he was defined by women when he was younger, all right? He was young and cool and had the Bugatti and he had bitches. Oh, he didn't pay. He was pimping them. Now, as a result, he's a little bit older. Now he looks like an old creep, okay? All right, remember, if you say so, you know, we don't argue like that here, all right? Look at this. So. Hey, man, we'll let you stick around, bruh. Martin Luther King is about to get that work, too. Martin Luther King is about to get that work, all right? Just so we know, all right? Martin Luther King and what they're going to release on him in the next 2 months, they about to... They about to get that motherfucking work. All right, they about to get that work. It's gonna be evil. They're gonna make and portray Martin Luther King as a sexual deviant. They're gonna get him. So you guys gotta realize that it looks cool when you're younger. You know, when you're younger and all that shit, people give you the benefit of the doubt. They're like, hey, he's super cool. He's in the club and you know how many people? Now, when you get 35, 40, 45, 50, if you still doing that, people are going to expect you to have changed and done something a little bit differently where you're not looking at that as that's the goal in life. All right. Bill Clinton, sexual deviant. Damn, Bill Clinton, JFK. Bill Clinton, too. Bill Clinton. So even Bill Clinton, same thing, pushing cigars and pussy on the Oval Office desk, taking his cigar. Now, we all do wild shit. I still be doing shit out here. But the last thing you want is for that to define you. So we don't have this idea where the Pookie is the priority, where it just doesn't wear right long term. Okay? It just doesn't wear right long term. Okay? If your entire message is that, right? You cannot come out here and expect that to wear right down the line. You got to have something else in front of that. All right. Where we at here? I want to play this video. Why? Let's talk about why this is the case. Let me play you a clip because this is something that really pushes men to follow this. Okay? This is something that pushes men to follow this. All right, I see y'all in here. They trying to sneak in here. Are we on subscriber only? Yeah. Let's get on these subscribers only here. Okay? What pushes men to this? This cannot be understated. Listen to this clip of why men choose this track here. Why men choose this. Here we go.
But the reason I know that you're guarded is because when I was in high school, I only dated drug dealers.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, that's where I was. I lived in South Central LA. That's what it was.
Wow. I would have never thought that.
Really?
All right, so this does happen right here. Unfortunately, when we're younger, the Pookie seems like the winner. Yep, Ric Flair, 6 divorces. Right? 6 divorces down. Ric Flair. It was cool when he was styling and profiling. 6 divorces later. All right. But Nia Long kind of like, now, why do men, young men, because when you're young, you're without sex. All right. You're lacking in this department. Plus your testosterone is high. Then you start to see men, high school basketball players, you know, the gangbanger, the older guy at the high school. These become people who you want to emulate. All right. And it seems like they're going to win in the end, but these guys end up losing big because they end up being the stunted growth person later on down in life. They end up being that guy at 48 bragging about used to fucking Nia Long in the 90s. You're like, but it seems early on when these men are winning, it seems like, well, they figured it out. So I want to emulate that guy. And then you go through a very, very rough patch of trying to emulate these guys. Right? And then what happens is the women exhibit Pookiephilia because they like dangerous men. They like men that are like that. They like men that are risk takers. They like the chat. So they like this guy. And then you'll say, well, I want to be like that guy. I want to be that guy. Okay? I want to be the guy that's successful with women while I'm young. And then this opens up avenues for you to start taking lessons on how to do this, like from guys like this. So they'll tell you right here, I'm the CEO of Kissing University. Okay, teach me more. How? What do I say? Oh, well, just approach 100 women. All right, and then you will find that this is going to lead the guy astray because he's going to be frustrated. He's not going to have the success that the other guy has. The other guy has it. He doesn't have it. He'll have a little marginal success, but even then, it won't be enough. It won't be enough, and I'm going to tell you why. Have anybody ever experienced this? Has anybody ever experienced this? If you talk to a guy, if you talk to a man that's successful with women, what do you find? That he's satisfied with his level of success? Okay. Is he satisfied with his level of success? So you got a guy, he gets a lot of pussy. All right. And then you walk up to him. And you're like, dang, man, tell me your ways. Is he saying, you know what? I am really just exhausted with these hoes. I just need to take 6 months off pussy. No more pussy for me. It's just, I caught an STD and I had a pregnancy scare. Bitch burned down my car. I'm tired of fucking. Does he say that? No. He wants more pussy. He wakes up in the morning and his sole goal is to bust nuts. All right. This is the Minister Jap quote, which will give you perspective that even a guy that's successful with pussy still wants another piece of pussy. Okay. Chasing the dragon. And it becomes his mission. While you're trying to get one girl to lay with you and he's had success, he's still going for more. What do you find then? He's banging low quality women. He ends up getting 1 or 2 pregnant. He catches that STI, right? Then one bitch burns his car. There's always going to be these. It's always going to follow him. It's always going to follow him. So then you will find that, damn, even that guy who's successful and I'm not successful, I can't get one girl, he gets 50, he's still chasing. And so what'll happen is you'll be like, all right, let me teach you how to get this girl. Now, this is a girl he'll claim to not be interested in, but let me show you how to get her. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to step to her and I'm going to see. Now, he going to try to pull her for you. All right, I'm going to show you, man. I'm going to pull this girl for you so you can get her. He'll walk up to the girl and he'll be like, my homeboy likes you. All right, he a little bit scared and shy, but I'm going to teach him how to get you. So what you going to do is let's get your number and then contact him. What are you going to do? He going to dirty Mac the hell out of that guy. He going to end up fucking her before the other guy fucks her. Yep. He going to end up fucking her before the other guy fucks her. Because the other girl is going to be like, yeah, but I want you. I don't want that goof ass nigga over here. Well, no, man, just let him go. Right? And then the girl's like, all right, I'll talk to him, but, take my number down. And then the other guy, Pookie, will end up fucking her. Ray and Chad will end up fucking her before the other guy. And he'll just dirty mac the shit out of the guy. All right, well, fuck it. Because really, it is an addiction. It's a vice. And he chases that hit every single day. Even if he gets success, he chases that hit. There are guys that think they're not successful with women, but they're considered successful. I remember one time it was post high school. Tell you a quick story by CGA right here. Quick story. Because you guys need a story here. After high school, I think I was in college or something like that. Maybe a little bit, it was maybe 3-4 years after college. I went back to my old neighborhood. Shout out to everybody in Agora Hills, Westlake Village, Thousand Oaks, everybody in the Coronado, Las Virgenes Valley. I go back to this store. When I go to the store, there's a dude I was in my high school class that was bagging groceries, right? He literally was bagging groceries. I was like, damn. All right, I thought I wasn't successful in life already, but he's still working at the grocery store he worked at in high school. So I'm like, holy mackerel. So I saw him and he was like, oh man, he wasn't very popular. He'd probably be considered maybe an incel today or very just a regular white dude. And I was like, nigga, still bagging groceries. Shit, But I didn't say nothing. All right, I gave him some, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember you. Yeah. And this dude literally was like, dude, you had all the girls in high school. I was like, what? I literally was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, was I unsuccessful with women in high school? No, I was what I would consider marginally successful. I wasn't like the top Pookie. I wasn't like the top guy cleaning up all the girls. I had who I had, but I never saw myself as like, I bet you people consider me successful with women. I was like, people probably see I get some heres and there, see some onesie twosies. All right, I get a couple of 5s and some 6s and shit. All right. But in his mind, oh man, you had all the bitches. I was like, oh, this nigga tripping. All right. I was like, that's certainly, I don't, but the point of that is a man that is considered successful with women doesn't really get that success with women. They don't get that satisfaction of the success. They don't get that like, oh, I'm successful and I got it. It's mostly men that saying they're successful with women that are not successful with women. Okay? And I'm going to say that again. The guys that are successful with women never really see themselves as successful with women. Why? Because they still trying to chase the top-notch bitches. They still trying to chase the baddie. They're like, okay, this 6 is all right, but I want that 8. They're still like, damn, why am I frustrated? Like, what am I missing? The guys that say they're successful with women all the time, they are not successful with women. They're not as successful as they're saying. They're not as say because nobody that is successful with women literally sees themselves as successful with women. They don't. They don't see themselves as that. They see themselves like, okay, I got some bitches, but I still need that one. I need that one. They need that next hit. They don't like, yeah, I be pulling. All right. But it's the guys that are saying they're successful with women. They almost inevitably were not successful with women. They be lying like a motherfucker. Right? They be lying. They're lying to you. They're lying to themselves. That's that whole idea here. So, yep, this is always like, oh, fuck. Damn, if I had her, though, they're always trying to chase that hit. They're trying to chase that hit. All right, so anyway, let's show you this right here. But yeah, that's just perspective. So Pookie-philia is one thing that destroys young men. The Pookie-philia. Okay. Let me see here.
But the reason I know that you're guarded is because when I was in high school, I only dated drug dealers.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, that's where I was. I lived in South Central LA. That's what it was.
Wow. I would have never thought that.
Really?
Yeah. And so what happens is these young women are many times corrupted by these Pookies, right? And so it seems like the Pookies get them early. And she's like, really? All right. If you see a beautiful woman like this, you can damn sure bet that some Pookie done got that, right? And she chased some Pookies down. And she might have got an abortion at 16 by a Pookie. Okay, I dated this beautiful sister, man. And then she hit me like she told me a story. She's like, I shouldn't tell you this. Beautiful sister, 20s, great. Dude, she hit me below the belt. She was like, when I was 16, I actually got a early termination of pregnancy. And she literally was smashing Pookie. Like, it was like a guy that played college basketball or whatever it was. I was like, damn. I was like, wow. You know, they fall for it. You know, women like the bad guys. Women like the guys that are at the peak at the moment. They like the Pookie. They like the basketball player Pookie. They like that. They will open their legs up to them men. But those men will continue on later on and say that was success. I had the body. I bagged bitches back in the day. But that woman will not look at that as a success. She will not look at that back in the day was like, I was out here making good decisions with my pussy. She will look at it as a mark. It was a black eye. She will look back at that guy and was like, pfft. She will see that guy 10, 20, 30 years later and be like, oh my God, right? So the obsession with this Pookie makes young men go for and desire that, as opposed to going to build it brick by brick. And we got this right here. Take a look at this. This is Nick Cannon and Neo with Coach Greg Adams reacting. He explains why men stop trying to be good guys to women.
A nice guy did finish last a lot of times. But I've been both guys. I've been the nice guy, and it didn't work. And I stopped the bad boy, and it didn't work. Right. But of the two, the bad boy always works a little more. So are women attracted to toxicity? Young women. Because you gravitate to what smells familiar, and if you come from a household where machismo and all that is around you, you unconsciously feel safe in that. Yeah. And that's what you learn from peers too, because you watch your boys and go, man, he's an ass. So I think I'm gonna do that, because high school happened to me. I was the nice guy, man. I was like, get her flowers. My mother's like, that's good. I did all that, and I got doodled on, and I was like, that will never happen to me again. Man, we gotta I think that's happened to all of us. That might be the origin story of our toxic masculinity.
All right, so you see what happens there. You have men that are literally trying to develop a strategy. Okay, I'm a good guy. Flowers, poetry, and then some niggas still dust off the 16-year-old girl you have a crush on, and then she gets a early termination of pregnancy, and then you say Pookie's the winner. All right, and he had a baby scare. He literally had a baby scare. And you're like, Pookie won, but I want to be like him. So what do men do? Instead of going, you know what, let me stay focused, no. For many, many years, they develop the Pookie-philia. They developed the idea that they're going to do what Pookie did because he was getting free or easy access to pussy. So I'm finishing last. Instead of developing this path right here, this is what Napoleon Hill talked about, right? Men get sidetracked because there's still men going, well, I get it for free. I don't know what y'all doing. And then, oh, shit, how do you do it? Man, I be an asshole to these bitches. All right, these bitches ain't shit. And so men will get caught up in that. Then you'll spend 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years doing this. Right? They'll spend many, many years doing this. It's like, and then they're like, I just figured out. I just be the asshole to bitches. Right? And then all of a sudden, you're imitating somebody you're not. And that's when I say yesterday, you're not that guy. You're not that guy, Chief. You're not that guy. You're acting. So when these niggas get up here in the red pill, these PUA nerds, and they say, I be out here doing this and I be out here doing that. All right, and bragging and telling you cheap tacos. And I do. Them niggas was unsuccessful with women for a long time. they was striking out with pussy forever until they adopted the characteristic of, oh, I'm going to just be an asshole to these bitches. And then guess what? You'll see it. They'll have more and more women come out about them later and later and later on in life that no women are going to be bragging. You know, I'm fucking this guy now. No woman's going to be bragging about having you conquer them. You'll be another regret in their life. So this is what happens too. Men see these men successful early in life. That's your number one desire in life. And then you go sideways. There was one more point I was going to make on this one. All right, one more point that I was going to make. So did I make my case clear? All right, everybody has sex. Everybody, people are having sex. People have conquest. You can see the JUCO as an extension of this, but I would say more likely that the JUCO is the opposite of this. I know people want to believe that. Well, the JUCO's the same thing. It could be. You can make that argument, but you will more likely see that the JUCO participants, the men, are over here. Okay? They're normally over here. They're not men that are taking their last 250 down to Hines, Harry Hines. Okay? They're not. They're literally going, okay, I'm going to have sex Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's literally disciplining themselves. They're not out there just tricking and throwing money and going, God damn, I spent it all. They're literally going, all right, I'm going to work, pay. Work. It is literally a disciplined approach to it. You're not going to see it as that, okay, fine, all right? But men in that space can get caught up as well. All right, because normally you're probably dealing with more high-risk type women. And that can get you caught up too. All right, so it is one of those things. But, you know, go ahead and make your argument. And passport bros might be thrown in there, or them too. All right, but I think they have more of a intended approach. But now they got to leave the country for it. It is one of those things. So you guys got to realize that the bottom line is the men that are trying to get you over here distracted are men that you're not going to want to emulate down the line. That's the key point. If you want to take home a point, the men that are distracting you with these strategies, let me put this up. The men that are distracting you with these strategies, this idea that is free out here, the idea that there's no repercussions, these men are going to end up being the men you don't want to be like down the line. You hear what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Down the line, as you age, as you have your priorities change, down the line, as you see what their success was, down the line, you'll look at them differently. You'll look at them like they were a sexual deviant, like they had stunted growth. Down the line, you'll realize they didn't actually become what you wanted to become, what you thought was the peak. Okay, that is the chief point on this one. You're like, oh, he got it made. He get all the bitches. He get more ass than the toilet seat. Down the line, you go, oh, shit, how did that turn out for him? And had you out here distracted the whole time with this idea of taking the Pookie to the apex, to take the pimp to the Look at pimps. What do pimps ever become? Nothing. They become everything you don't want to be. All right, as you get older. You don't want to be 50 in a green fucking suit and a hat. All right. All right, let me see if I can pull him up. You don't want to be this at 50 and 60. All right. You definitely don't want to be a fucking clown. You know what I mean? You're like, what? Where's the circus, nigga? Now, when you were 20, you thought, man, these are great stories he's telling. This is fantastic. This sounds like the life I want to live. Then you turn 40. You don't want to be this, right? It sounds good on a rap record, but you don't want to be this. There ain't nobody yet. Nobody wants to be this when they're 50. Like, I wish I really lived that reality out. Nobody. So this is young men. We're just trying to tell young men, man, the Pookie is not the apex. The pimping and the ism is not the apex. All right. Only a few of them got out. All right. Only a few of them. Hugh Hefner. Only a few of them made it out alive and died and was at the top of their apex. But even then, after he died, them bitches was coming out. He was a predator. Right. So nobody really makes it out when that's the holy thing that defines you. Really get to that bag and really have some discipline at the end of it. All right. Anyway, let's get to the super chats here. Hope that made sense. I was just trying to iron out my case. All right. Let me get to the contributions here. Oh, shit. I got to get up out of here. Shout out to our brother here. Richard is in the building. Shout out to Richard Flair. That's what we're going to call you. That's what we're going to call you, Richard Flair. Let's see what we got going on. And it is our brother here. Okay, that was from earlier, so that's it with Venmo. We're done with Venmo. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to our brother, you yet, Coach. Honestly, thanks for this show. I was telling a friend that rich nerds get more peace leave than Chads and Tyrones. He says nerds be winning in the dating marketplace. He says Elon, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff, and Bill, he says these men are nerds, but I bet they have more peace leave than rappers. I would not deny that. I would not deny that. Just make sure they ain't minors. But this is true. They don't just be out here bragging about it. right? Nerds, rich dudes, wealthy dudes, they come and go, and they don't be out here bragging and telling you, and I'll be doing this and I'll be doing that, and be like, they be out here, they just be out here, quiet as kept, doing what they doing, folding up what they folded up, and dudes are out here with onesie twosies. I was just somewhere, was I down in, I was down in Las Vegas at the Venetian last night, and I saw a girl. It was a white girl. All right. She was like a cocktail waitress. She walked out and she had, she was I would say she was sloppy yogurt Kaylee. She was a good looking in the face. But these dudes was like, hey, hold on, honey. Hey, let me talk to you real quick. And they was trying to run Mac game on her. I was like, all right. I was like, dude, y'all really be wasting y'all time on these side quest missions trying to get onesie twosies. You know what I mean? Pick some girl up off the floor. When there's a dude that already done folded that up before her shift. Pay or free. Who cares? Shout out to J-Day says you can get more out of women by playing into their desire for power, influence, and need for appreciation. In this new era, leveraging a woman's ability beyond just a nut will lead you to the next level. There's equity in leveraging women versus paying interest on loaned out punani. And he says women are willing to give it up to Pookie because women are scared of losing their youth. Leverage in long-term commitments. Grandma's way was weakness to them. They want instant gratification that comes from Pookies because they live life fast and they got to throw it out there. They got to make their move early. They got to make their move early. Please be careful mixing business with pleasure with women. It does open up bad possibilities. All right. The women only remains loyal until she doesn't. And so you will find that, you would hope you get a loyal woman, but many times it's not that easy. He says rappers at one concert smash more than Elon weird self in a year. Do you think so? Do you think so? Elon running around here like a baby daddy. How many babies do Elon got? All right. Elon running around here, he fucking a lot of women. All right. I don't know if you know his weird, crazy ass. Let me see here. How many babies does Elon have? How many baby mamas does Elon have? How many? He got 12 kids. Look at all his baby mamas. All right. Yo, Elon be fucking. All right. Don't ever think. Elon be fucking, bro. All right. He out here. Don't think he just sitting around about SpaceX and Tesla. All right. This nigga getting it in, bro. Look at that, bro. All right. He got more baby mamas than rappers for sure. So, and that's just the women that's getting pregnant on him. 12 kids. He getting out here nasty with it, bro. Hey, and that child support, I'm gonna tell you, man. Trying. How many baby mamas? It's let's see here. Let me see how many. He has multiple baby mamas. How many? How many baby mamas? They say 3 different women, 12 kids, 3 different women. All right, he out here. And then they said allegedly Amber Heard. All right, but shout out to our favorite African-American.
Look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
Somebody poking on something. He probably got more kids than that around here. Hey, man, Elon, you got to control your seed, man. This is despicable. All right, if Elon wasn't Elon and he wasn't a white South African, they definitely would call him a Pookie. Because that's pretty much not very much different than Cam Newton, which is another Pookie, right? Which is another Pookie. And Nick Cannon, that's not much different. He hasn't done much different than them, but he never gets put in that category. Why does he not get put in that category? That's crazy. All right, but anyway, I think I got everybody. Shout out to y'all. We'll be back. I had to cut it short so we can have a great show tomorrow. All right. Peace.
better boss up, nigga.